And we are live. We are live on stream. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone who has joined so far anyway. Let's get the poll going. A little bit later today. I do apologize about that. Let's get the poll going. First and foremost, obviously an hour until US Open. And yes, how are we all doing? Do let me know who we've got in the chat to start off with. As, of course, Bitcoin is $91,659. So, yeah, we've had a nice little push up yesterday, didn't we? We had a nice push up initially on Bitcoin. As you can see, obviously we pushed all the way up to here, but then today kind of followed it through, didn't we, into the morning, and then just before dinner time we've kind of rounded off just above $92,000. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at for Bitcoin. And looking across the whole market as well, altcoins are very much enjoying this. We had a happy Monday to you, Alistair. Good happy Monday, mate. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope everyone else that's watching had a great weekend as well. But yeah, as you can see, altcoins are performing very nicely in the market. We had quite a drop off on Friday, didn't we? Going into that drop that we had. But you look at something like Solana, and if we go to the hourly chart for this, pretty strong drop off going from Thursday into Friday, and then on the weekend, we got a push up, then drop back down, and we've had a nice rally. So this has gone up from in and around 130 all the way back to 138, and the same on ETH. We got a pretty brutal drop yesterday in terms of how fast it was. You can see it on Bitcoin as well. But basically all this done was come and clear out this low from Friday, didn't it? It let liquidity build up all weekend to the upside and the downside. And then first port of call was coming for the downside. You can sweep that very nicely. And then, of course, we came for up, dropped back down, and then we've had a nice push back up today. So, yeah, all in all, really nice weekend movement, to be fair. Not bad at all for, Sunday. Saturday was dry as anything, wasn't it? It was basically non-existent on Saturday, the price action. But particularly on Sunday, in terms of opportunity, getting in on the sweep of this low, test of the inner channel there as well, and then a push all the way back up to the top of the inner channel there. So you can see that was a fade on both sides on Stonksy on the hourly. This is why it's really important to look at everything as a whole. We got the test of the inner channel to the downside. That was your long, definitely sweeping this wick as well. And then to the upside, there it was again to the upside. So really good performance by Stonksy overall across the market. Let's see what we're getting on others. So, MSTR were up very slightly on today. Coinbase up as well. So these aren't showing massive gains, but, they're definitely positive for today. What else do we have? You got Hype. This dropped below $30, didn't it? This went all the way down towards 28 yesterday on the Bitcoin drop. Then, of course, reversed alongside the rest of the market. But Hype in itself is looking very weak compared to everything else, in my view anyway. Do let me know what you think in the chat. But I think Hype is looking quite weak compared to everything else. B&B, same. ZEC performing really nicely, but do I feel like this has had another drop down? No, so it's bounced on it from where it was this time last week. I was thinking that I couldn't remember what price it was last week, so I had a good push up on Friday, and then it's come and kind of pushed them into that gap there. So yeah, Zek's having a good time of it. Do let me know who we've got in the chat as well. Do get your comments in. Let me know who we've got watching. We've got US Open in just under an hour. We've also got plenty of stuff going on this week as well. Remember, we've got FOMC on Wednesday too. So do make sure you tune in for that Wednesday FOMC. But yeah, as you can see, nice green wave in the market. Nice green wave. Altcoins being very receptive to this Bitcoin push up. Some performing very nicely too. Others just a couple of percent up. But then other ones looking very, very nicely indeed. So yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see, in it, particularly after the past few weeks. And Friday was just a bloodbath, wasn't it? It was an absolute bloodbath. So that is really good to see as well. But yeah, just looking through, nice green wave in the market. And yeah, it's performing very nicely. So that is, of course, brilliant to see. But yeah, where are we on Bitcoin? Well, it's quite interesting on Bitcoin. We've basically just come into this supply zone here, haven't we? From on the hourly, where we dropped down on Friday. You can see that's where we initially fell off from. So we've kind of just pinged that and rejected so far. So the next question is, of course, we're in somewhat of a retrace now. You can see we had a good multitude of green candles on the hourly, didn't we, consecutively? We've now had 1, 2, 3. This will be the third if this closes red, which it may do, may not. So it's a case of, are we in some form of a retrace now? And then obviously, where do we come to sweep from there before maybe looking for a proper challenge of the upside? But if you missed it on Friday, what I did do, I went and marked out basically all my key levels for looking at low time frame and high time frame. So this is it. This is my levels for going into, the next couple weeks, couple months, potentially like 6, maybe even 12 months. Who knows? Depending on what price action we get. But this is what I'm looking at anyway on Bitcoin. And yeah, these are my levels. So I plotted that out on Friday. What's this? Hang on. What's this? Yeah, so I plotted that out on Friday. And yeah, they're basically my key levels. Low time frame ones being the orange ones, high time frame being the white ones. And I think that may suit us quite well going into, particularly the end of the year as well. Now, what's the big, when I say, big Bitcoin move in the title, obviously on the thumbnail as well, saying it's coming. What am I talking about? I am talking about if we can break this. I think this may lead to a bigger move. Now, obviously, we may come up, search for liquidity, then drop back down and then go up again and then maybe have a bit deeper retrace, something like that. But ultimately, I think from this point of view is, if we're not going to go lower, then I'm looking at, this area, and maybe even this area before the end of the year as, potential tests. We're not really that far away, are we, from them sort of areas? And definitely when we're looking at, we got Laurentin. How are we doing, my man? Great to see you. Thank you for joining. Do make sure you drop a big like on the stream as well. The algorithm is punishing us and punishing me mostly since I've dropped 2 days of streaming a week. So it's definitely punishing us for changing up the streaming schedule. So you can help me slightly fix that by getting a big like. Oh, here he is. We've got Mr. ICT, Monsoir, ICT. Yeah, please do everyone drop a like. It will help, get some sort of strength back into the algorithm. But obviously looking at these levels, my chair's broke again. Looking at these levels plotted out on Friday's stream, what I think is noticeable now is we've got some sort of early signs of market structure coming in. You've got low, high, higher low, higher high ever so slightly, higher low again. So yeah, definitely looking for potential a push up from here. And then, maybe leading into kind of full breakout of what would be this range again. This is low time frame market structure, and we won't actually shift any market structure, I don't think, in my opinion anyway, until we come and break this. Because I don't actually think really, I mean, you could maybe say that was a lower high there, potentially, maybe that could be, you could class that as a lower high. It'll all be perspective and obviously individual thoughts, but the levels are there, and I think there's definitely opportunity for us to put in a good push up. Mickey says, big shout out from Billy in Guernsey. Mate, it's great. Thank you very much. It's great to see you, and obviously great to have you on the stream. Thank you very much for watching, and big shout out to you, mate, over in Guernsey. Very nice milk, obviously alongside Jersey as well. Very, very nice milk. Do you particularly like the milk from over there? I do. The kind of the gold top stuff and all that good stuff. Yeah. Any tips how to get rid of cold and fever quickly? Reasons of cold is obviously drinking a night out in adverse cold. I tell you what, mostly I don't normally take any medication. I try and avoid medication as much as I can. I try and just basically like last resort, like things like paracetamol and like cold syrup, stuff like that, and soothers. What I tend to find work really well is just boiling water, honey. Now make sure you get real honey. Don't get kind of the supermarket honey, because most of the time it's actually not honey. Most of the time it's just glucose syrup. What you want, ICT, is a honey where you can actually trace it. It says where it's from. So I can't remember. I think you're Norway, aren't you? I don't even know if you produce honey in Norway. I assume maybe you do, but because would you have any crops if there was no bees? But yeah, what I would say is, you want like a good quality honey. So hot water, honey, and lemon juice. Now make sure it comes fresh from a lemon as well, not like a little bottle of something. Get fresh lemon, squeeze the hell out of it, and drop that in there too. And all that tied together will work very nicely, I think, in my opinion. What's this? So yeah, that's Stonksy Health Channel, mate. Do you know what? I have some weird knowledge and stuff like that. I don't know. I think that's just like kind of basic stuff in it. But yeah, I mean, we're in an agriculture deficit. I think that's kind of like just general. I mean, without going too topical and stuff like that, I do think that's kind of like the general aim of like the EU and stuff like that as well, isn't it? Like, we've had massive protests obviously here in the UK, but particularly across Europe. I know the Netherlands farmers, French farmers. I think there is kind of like some sort of weird and odd aim to kind of drown out kind of independent family farming, isn't there? And you could definitely name a few reasons why that would be, but yeah, I think hot water, good quality honey, and freshly squoze lemon. Just drink that loads throughout the day, and guarantee you, I bet you tomorrow you'll feel better. So go and do that today, mate. Go and Norway is basically all wheat and bread. Yeah, well, you're basically all wheat then, aren't you? Because that's obviously what is used in the bread. You're basically all wheat. Do you think we are going to see a mini alt season after FOMC? I mean, this is something really interesting because Ethereum, Solana, although Solana was actually a bit weaker on Friday compared to most, but you can definitely see, you can see it in Ethereum here. Solana's a little bit weaker than ETH when you're looking at the kind of Bitcoin pairing charts. But I do think in terms of mini alt season, I think it's kind of like, what are your expectations? Because I don't think we're going to see like any of. I think obviously in the right conditions, everything kind of gets a leg up, doesn't it? But for me personally, what am I looking at? I'm thinking, definite strength on Sol and ETH looks like it's coming, which then obviously trickles down to, your others, like basically, the other large caps, mid caps will get a good push. Your XRP, Hype's looking rather weak at the moment too. Whether that can turn it around, don't know. But Link definitely as well. Memes, it'll probably definitely filter into memes too. So I think in that general consensus, kind of Sol and ETH leading, and then funneling down into your smaller ones like Link. Obviously, XRP is bigger than Solana, isn't it? I've not seen typical. I don't think I've seen overall strength in XRP. Yes, XRP for me is definitely weaker than something like Sol. If you look relative to the chart there, for where is Sol, it's definitely looking like it's built a better base, and obviously come that better expansion, hopefully. Again, ETH is looking the strongest out of them all, I think, out of kind of them large caps, that handful of big large altcoins. But I think definitely trickling down into smaller of the large caps and smaller the mid caps. I think it's setting up for a potential good couple of weeks. It's just obviously, what are your expectations on ETH? It depends. It all just depends on where Bitcoin goes. If I say, right, Bitcoin's going to get a 10% pump from here, what do I think would happen? I think on a 10% bump on Bitcoin from here, you could easily see ETH do 30%. You could easily see the same from Solana. And obviously, trickling down, you could see basically the same. You'll have some that outperform, of course, things like Link and that may do 40, 45. But I think it probably is really underestimated just what a 10% pump on Bitcoin from here would do for the market. I think you could see, maybe not them big numbers, but I think you'll definitely see 20, 25, 30, maybe more on a lot. And I think for what's happened in November, I think that would be a good end to the year. And I think, that would be a good end to the year. Now, yeah, I think obviously, your memes and stuff, you could get ones doing 50, 100, 200. I mean, look at what happened to Moodeng over the weekend. That was crazy, wasn't it? I mean, look at Fartcoin. Fartcoin just leading again, isn't it? You got Fartcoin leading again. This happened last time, didn't it? In March, April. Fartcoin bottomed and just started leading. Pengu is kind of one that I'm interested in. I haven't taken a position on Pengu yet, but I would say probably I'm definitely interested in taking a position on Pengu, but yeah, I haven't took one yet. But where is it? Moodeng. Yeah, this thing. I mean, this was wild. For reference, this was like a 5-minute candle, and I don't know what caused it. I haven't bothered to actually go and like try and find out if it was reported on what was the cause. But I mean, you look at that. This was what about 5x, 4x in 5 minutes? 166%, which is 2.5x, isn't it? So 2.5x in literally 5 minutes. That's one candle just bang up, and then the next candle up, and then back down, and then done. So yeah, that's and that kind of maybe like a ghost of Christmas future coming. Hopefully, we don't want to see ones like that. We want to see like a persistent pump, don't we? We don't want to see just quick 5 minutes. There's your chance to get in and out done. We want to see something where it goes on for maybe a week, 2 weeks. But if you look at Fartcoin and the stream, it's done over a 2x, hasn't it already? So it's looking very, very nice. Mickey says, "Do you post any trades? You got a Discord? New here, mate." Hello. Well, yeah. So there's a couple of ways, a couple of things to explain. Obviously, so this is the Stonksy channel, which is obviously for the Stonksy indicator, as you can see on the screen. So the Stonksy indicator is made up of two things, all kind of the features you can see on screen with the channels, the background color change, the automated SR lines. Also comes with the oscillator as well, which I've just pulled up on screen there, which is a momentum oscillator. Ooh. So it comes with that as well. In terms of posting trades, yeah, I do run through, just potential setups and stuff like that on stream. Of course, do remember, and this goes for everyone, of course, it's not financial advice, anything on the stream. It's, just looking through the market, analysing, educational, entertainment based as well. But I do run through, when I see something really good risk reward or something setting up, I do run through them as well. I mean, just on Friday, I went and plotted out my key levels on Bitcoin for like the next coming few weeks, few months, which are all there. So we went and done that live on the channel. And obviously then themselves can be used to, just analyze to see where Bitcoin may head next. If it comes to here and it rejects, what could happen from there on. If it comes from here and pushes through, where's maybe the next level. So I did that in terms of obviously a Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, if we see something, I'll mark it out. Recently we've hit some good ones on Sui, Bitcoin itself. We hit a good one on Friday discussing the potential fall down from Bitcoin from like 91, 92k down all the way back down to 88k, which it done. So yeah, but yeah, Stonksy does have a Discord. It is a closed Discord. It's only for users. If you do want to join Stonksy, the link is in the description, which will take you to the Stonksy website where you can pick out a plan. There's loads of different plans on the Stonksy website. So yeah, there's loads of different plans. The monthly does have 20% off your first month using that code there. That's obviously on this one here. So yeah, but yeah, the Stonksy Discord itself is a closed group only for Stonksy users. Shut up, you. Which limit level are you thinking on Pengu? To be honest, I haven't actually analysed it that much on Pengu. More so in my mind, I'm just thinking kind of catching the trend shift rather than the perfect entry, is what I'm thinking. I'll obviously, I'll tell you guys on stream if I end, if and when, and obviously I'll put it in the Discord would be first to know, because it's something I've discussed for kind of like the past week and 2 weeks in it as a position on Pengu, but I haven't taken anything yet. I don't know where and when, but kind of my idea is that rather than the perfect entry, I'll be more so looking at the trend shift and more so focusing on catching the trend shift rather than the perfect entry. I mean, if we have a look at Pengu, look at Fartcoin, for instance, for start off, marked out these 2 levels on stream on Fartcoin, and I forgot to set alerts. Now, more so my own fault for not just, this was obviously came on a weekend. So, come Monday's stream when we were looking at it, it was already, monstrously up, wasn't it? Like 40%. But, something like Fartcoin, again, here on Fartcoin, say anywhere within this region here, is it more important about getting the perfect entry, or is it more important about catching the trend shift? Because if you wasn't too fussed on an entry, and you could obviously stomach the drawdown, with managing your position well, and obviously, being sensible with leverage, say you just got in anywhere around, say, 25 cents, and I should have done this myself, but I just let it just kind of just got away from me. If you wasn't too fussed about the actual entry, if you just got in, say, slap bang in the middle of there from all this price action, even on this candle, if you got in halfway through this day as it was pumping, you're at 57% up already. Pengu, it's already 7% up today. So this is kind of maybe doing the same thing. I'm not sure. Obviously, it'll depend on what Bitcoin does. What's Bitcoin going to do this week? Maybe going into the end of the year too, because it definitely has the potential to drag everything back down. But again, something like Pengu, it's like you just have to decide: do you think it's bottomed? And if the answer is yes, what are you more so focused on? Catching the perfect entry or catching the trend shift? Because say, for instance, I entered here, say, right, guys, I'm going in on Pengu here. Is it more so catching a potential like 30, 40, 50, maybe 2x, whatever, move on Pengu? Or is it, I want to get in 3-4% lower? In the grand scheme of things, if you're looking for a trend shift, the entry doesn't really matter that much. If, you're looking to catch a trend shift and the trend shift comes, as long as obviously, if you go into something like this with 30, 40, 50x leverage, you can get wiped out within an hour, can't you? So it's all about that. But yeah, I haven't decided on Pengu yet because I'm kind of just waiting to, maybe it's not the right thing, but kind of waiting to see what Bitcoin does. At the moment, it looks like it's forming the early stages of maybe a test higher, which obviously, in the scenario, it even pumps to say like 96k. From here, altcoins, another 5, 10, 15, some maybe even 20%. So yeah, it's just a bit up in the air, innit? Spilled my coffee everywhere. But yeah, on Bitcoin itself, Stonksy is still red on the daily too. So Stonksy's still red on the daily. And if I actually show you guys something on Bitcoin, so for those of you obviously in the Discord will already know about it. But I actually did say at this point here, now the 5-minute chart is something that we love at Stonksy, and something that we monitor a lot. Now I did put in the Discord on this day last week about the fact that obviously Bitcoin had come down, tested the key region, which we'd highlighted, which was, around 84k. And that Stonksy had gone green and obviously gave the double confirmation with the arrow on the 5-minute. I put this into the Discord on Tuesday morning. So obviously still as we were quite flat. And then, of course, we just ended up taking off. So that was great. And then in terms of obviously the drop down, we discussed obviously this zone here, which Bitcoin moved through very, very quickly. It's now actually, it's filled in that zone nicely. But what's actually quite interesting is the 4-hour has gone green. So if you see the 4-hour has been red, obviously it was red initially here and then went into another red in and around 101k. No, sorry, it wasn't. It was up here, 104k. It stayed red, and quite interestingly now, it's got out of the red and into the green. That is just a straight background shift. So I'm keen to, keep an eye on that and see what develops from that. Do make sure if you haven't, drop a big like on the stream. It will obviously help me out, and it does boost the stream nicely. But yeah, kind of just waiting to see. I mean, what are we going to get today? We've got FOMC on Wednesday, haven't we? So don't forget about that Wednesday night. I'm going to just fix my chair. Oh, my back. I can't wait to get a new chair. Hang on. Yeah, see, for anyone new, this is the type of quality content you get on the Stonksy channel, is me fixing my chair. So, this chair is honestly the bane of my life. It's the actual bane of my life. Right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that chair is honestly, for anyone that's been in the streams for a while, you know how much of a pain that chair is. My ex's real older brother, well, as opposed to like your ex's fake older brother, is dating my other ex. And the day before yesterday, I drunk called my ex and told her this, and she told her brother to break up with the other ex, and then the other ex. Oh my god! Right, how do you get yourselves in these situations? And we planning to make out tonight. Isn't this so fun? Well, you are going to see your ex tonight. Well, good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you, Lawrence. Yeah, man. Yeah, nice. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Bitcoin, yeah, that's kind of what, generally, we're in a really interesting position here, especially with FOMC coming now. The resounding expectation is the Fed to cut rates. Let's see exactly what the latest is on Polymarket. 94%. 94%. So 95%. So yeah, I mean, the biggest expectation, of course, is the Fed cut rates by 25 basis points. Anything other than that will really shake the market up or down. So that's what we've got for that. And I do believe he's nominated Hasn't now, hasn't he? Has he? No? Is this not closed out? I thought I'd seen something saying that he'd actually formally nominated him, which I didn't think was true. I thought he was doing it in January, so that seemed like it was like it wasn't real. But yeah, we have got this on Wednesday, so be prepared for it. Should get some good volatility, hopefully. Back again to seeing. You're not right in the edge, you're not right. Yeah, do let me know. Anyone, get your votes in on the poll as well. Of course, the poll is live, and currently Up is winning with 77%. So do get your voting on that. I'm just gonna nip to the toilet quickly. I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Of course, we'll be live for US Open in just over half an hour, and I'll be on live for another hour from now. So yeah, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a minute. Go grab a drink or whatever, and yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes. Right, I'm back. Oh no. we've got Delta in. Delta, I assume probably you're referring to ICT's. Oh god. Yeah, ICT's horrendous. Horrendous language. Right. Honestly, he's not right in the head, is he? He's actually not right in the head. He's not right. But yeah, mate, Delta, great to see you, mate. Great to see you. Thank you for joining. Anyone else that's joined as well, thank you very much. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream too. That, of course, goes a long way. Goes a massively long way. 10 likes, actually. You know what? That's good. That's good. But yeah, we're kind of just waiting for open now. All right, mate. Yeah, great to see you. Great to see you. I mean, what else did we have over the weekend? I'll tell you what, we'll go through some news stories. And the best place to get your news stories is TMG's page. So much news and information goes out on this page every single day. So, yeah, do make sure. I mean, look at all this news, and absolutely fantastic. But yeah, let's have a little look through to see what's been going on today. So you got Jamie Dimon saying stablecoins will work better for international payments. Very true. Very true. Sailor, they just bought 960 million worth of Bitcoin. Jesus Christ, did they? With what money? I hope they're not using that USD reserve to buy more. I really hope they're not using that USD reserve. Long-term holder supply is at its lowest since March. What else we got? We had some good ones. Yeah, Bybit and Circle have formed an official partnership. So obviously a lot more. You probably see a lot more USDC, spot, and perps pairings popping up. I know obviously there is some, but it's just not heavily used as much as USDT, is it? What else we got that's notable that's happened today? CZ says that the EU needs Bitcoin. Coinbase is back in India for the first time in 2-3 years. Jack Dorsey. Anthony Scaramucci says Bitcoin's going to 1 million. Yeah. So if you do actually need any news sources or whatever, honestly, TMG's page, bang on it all the time, putting out the biggest headlines. Scotty says just book flights for World Cup. Unbelievable draw for Scotland. 100,000 Scots in Miami versus Brazil. Mate. So yeah, because I watched some of the draw, but I didn't catch all of it. So who have you got in your group? You've obviously got Brazil, and then who? And is that where the base is? Because obviously I think for each group, they're obviously based in a specific part of the Americas, aren't they? So I think England's group was Toronto, weren't it? But mate, I mean, Miami down in Florida. Oh, what a place! What a place to be for the group games. How long are you going for, Scottish? Are you going for like the all of the groups, or are you gonna like? I mean, in the scenario you get out of the group, are you gonna extend your stay there, or what have you done, booking wise? Mate, you're gonna be living it up. Teach them how to drink. I'm all right. I just try to enjoy every up and down in life. Well, mate, that's all we can do, innit? That's all we can do. I'm gonna ignore the part in the brackets, but I mean, that's all we can do, and it's a good, it's a good outlook. Just try and stay positive and just kind of grind through the days and all that jazz. That's all you can do. But yeah, well, so I'm having a look through. Yeah, there's nothing really that much more in terms of the markets themselves that is like jumping out at me. What is the Mag 7 doing? I'm guessing not really much. Yeah, not really much movement at all. Tesla down 1.5%. That's it. So that's the biggest movement on the Mag 7 going into open today. Let's have a look at some liquidation. Morocco and Haiti, both in Boston, and Miami versus Brazil I'll be based in Toronto, staying friends for free for 3 weeks. Mate, living it up. I mean, you couldn't really get better than that, could you? Mate, that's it's glorious, isn't it? Glorious. So what have you done? Have you booked like flights for all around the US as well, or have you just booked your flights to Toronto so far? Or have you already booked your flights to get to like each game? I mean, the games won't have been announced, will they yet, I assume? Like the actual dates of them, or have they? I don't know. You'll have to let me know. I'll be honest, I just kind of seen the draw and then just didn't really. I've not really looked at anything else. It don't really bother me. The 3-day, we've obviously, you can see the zap on that liquidity to the downside and to the upside. What's the week doing? So the week is, looking basically right above our next key level, which is the yearly open, 93.5k. That will be the big test and kind of the big decision point for Bitcoin. If we get above there, I think we're going to kind of 96, 97. For as long as we remain below, we're kind of just stuck in this range, aren't we? The 2-week chart, let's see what that's saying. Yeah, same thing, right above them highs, just above the yearly open. Apart from that, you can see there's not really the heat map isn't showing really any other hotspots at the moment, but you can definitely see in terms of liquidity, below this low here, obviously below that low there as well, is where it would be juicy. Do remember as well, drop a like on the stream if you haven't. On the monthly, I mean, the monthly's a bit. The monthly is a bit conflicting because basically, you know where the liquidity is going to be on the chart anyway. But this is actually showing the biggest liquidity in and around kind of like 69, 70k. But it doesn't really mean that we're going there at all. Really, what I would be focusing on is that the highs above and the lows below. So obviously this low here, obviously the low for now of this whole drop, which is, just above 80k-ish. And then, of course, the highs from above. So, you've got this kind of region here around 94k, haven't you? You've then got the one up at 96, 97, then 105, 103, 105, 108, and then 110. That's all I'd be focusing on instead of using it. The heat map can be useful for sure, for lower time frames as well. The 1 month ones you can see just by apologize by mapping out your key levels. I'll be in Toronto and England there, so the kilt will be getting what. Mate, to be fair, hopefully it'd be well receptive. I think that would be funny, to be honest. Well, mate, you're mad, aren't you? You're actually mad. You mad? What do you do, ICT? Like, what do you do day to day? Like, what is your job? Do you have a job? I don't know. Only booked return flights from Aberdeen to Toronto, but Toronto to Boston flight's about 160, so just fly down there early morning and get next day early flight back to Toronto. Yeah, it's good how you've got the hub though. It's good how you've got your hub. Like, you can just, obviously, if you want to get a hotel somewhere, I mean, personally, if it was me, definitely when you're in Miami, I would be staying there for a couple of days if you can, because it's definitely on my list to see, like, the golden Miami sunset, go down, downtown Miami and all that good stuff. I would personally, if it was me going, I mean, it's good that you've got your hub, but I would definitely do a few days in Miami if you can. It'd be awesome. That is anyone else that going, or are you just going on your own? No, you don't. ICT, no, you don't. What do you actually do? What do you actually do? He's just telling lies now, isn't he? He's just telling complete lies. But yeah, do make sure you vote on the poll as well. We've obviously got US Open coming up in just over 15 minutes. But yeah, let me know, what did everyone get up to on the weekend? What did everyone get up to on the weekend? Me, myself, didn't really do much. Sailor bought another almost 1 billion Bitcoin. Yes, I saw. Let's go and see. Yeah, I saw. Let me just check. I'll just check something. I mean, I don't know where they're getting this money from. I really don't know where they're getting the money from. I mean, I didn't even know that they had this much cash reserves. I do hope that they've not used the USD reserves that is used for dividends on it. But I mean, I have no idea where they're pulling it from. They haven't done a stock raise in ages, have they? Unless this is from a different one, I don't know. But now up to 660. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm hoping that they didn't. Watching from sunny Cape Town. Oh, mate, nice. Martin Holmes, mate, legend. Martin Holmes is a legend. Great to see you. Great to see you, buddy. Played a gig on Friday, watched a gig Saturday, ate Sunday. Mate, you had a good weekend, didn't you? Martin, mate, I hope you're having a good time. Yeah, I hope that they didn't use any of that cash that they've got to pay dividends as well, Coding. I really hope they didn't. I mean, 660,000 Bitcoin. They've spent basically 50 billion on it, and the average entry is just under 75k. And do you know what? For the first time in ages, they actually got a good average entry on that buy as well. Normally, you see them buy higher up, don't you? Than obviously when it's announced. But for the first time that I remember in ages anyway, they actually bought. And to the current price now, they're actually in a small profit. I can't remember the last time that happened. So yeah, that's good to see. But I mean I don't know where they're pulling this money from. Yes, Gary, how are we doing? Great to see you. ICT is now saying you own one of the oldest casinos of your city. My grandfather and his brother built it together, but the brother died in a car accident 3 months before his wedding, so I own it now. Is that actually true? Is that actually like a true story? What's the casino called? If that's actually true, what is the casino called? Tell me and I'll pull it up on stream right now. Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to do that on YouTube. Actually, am I? I don't think you're allowed to advertise stuff like that. Tell us what's the name of it? I want to search it for myself. BlackRock filed for ETH staking ETF. Yeah, Bitwise. Was it Bitwise? Or maybe it was Wisdom Tree. One of them. I think it might have been Wisdom Tree. Actually, did that last week as well. In Europe. Have they done it in the US? Or in Europe? Yes, actually. Jolly slots. What part of Norway is it? I'm going to have a look right now. I want to know that you're not lying to me. Oh, chair's broke again. Let's see. Oh, to be fair, in Oslo. Is that it? In Oslo. So an amusement arcade. I can't believe my chair's broke again. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I think I just turned everything off. Oh yeah, we're back. Right, chair's fixed again. Honestly, I was going to buy a new chair on the Black Friday sales as well. I was going to buy a new chair, but instead I bought a desk. I bought a standing desk, which still hasn't come. I ordered that desk on like the 28th of November, and it's still not come. It just keeps getting delayed and delayed. Big thing for anyone: if you're buying anything on Amazon, make sure that it's delivered by Amazon. Because I made the mistake of buying it on Amazon, but it wasn't an Amazon delivery. It was the seller's delivery. Big mistake. Yeah. Yes, you can, as long as I allow you to pull it up on stream. I'm not going to pull it up on stream anyway. I did search it on my phone though. Loads of news coming out. So yeah, it's been loads. Do you know what? The weekend was dry as well, pretty much. The weekend was pretty dry for news. The market was dry too, wasn't it? But the weekend was pretty dry for news. Anyone else getting in the Christmas spirit? Is anyone else feeling jolly? Let me know. Is anyone else feeling jolly? I myself, I'm getting in a nice Christmas spirit, to be fair. But yeah, we got 10 minutes to go until US Open. So let's just see if there's. Let's see what kind of news we got going on. Any kind of newsy stuff. Let's see. Bitcoin whales go all in with 426 million in longs as ETH eyes a break towards 4K. Ethereum whales opened $426 million in leverage longs. That's crazy, isn't it? Bitmine added another 199 million ETH. Yeah, they are deploying into seemingly ETH longs. So, yeah. Institutional demand heats up. Do you know what was actually interesting last week was Bitcoin and ETH finished with a very slight negative. It wasn't anything mean, it wasn't anything major. It was like minus 60 million on one and minus 30 million on the other. So basically hardly enough to even move the market. But what was interesting was last week, yeah, they both finished with very minor outflows, like very minor. I don't like buying electrics or furniture off it. To be fair, I've never really had as much of a problem as I have with this one. Yeah, I mean, by the time it comes this week, it could have been about 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of probably best not to, isn't it? Bitcoin has become the key pillar in the future of finance, and says UAE National Security Minister. I'm guessing he's like the National Security Minister. Something probably around that kind of job. But yeah, I mean, yeah, some big news coming out, and obviously Sailor's there, isn't he, for the conference that was on last week. I don't know if it's still going on that into this week or what, but that was good. Did everyone see CZ and Schiff go at it? CZ and Schiff went at it, didn't they? With this, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Was it actually fake or not? I don't know. A lot of people were saying it was a fake one, but I didn't. I only saw the video of it. I didn't watch the actual stream or whatever, so I don't know if afterwards CZ said it's a fake gold bar. I just thought the aim of it was obviously that Shift didn't know if it was real or not, because obviously he couldn't tell. So I'm not actually too sure. Was it actually like confirmed fake, or was it actually a real one? And the whole point was he gave it to Shift and said, "Is this real?" And Shift goes, "I don't know," because obviously you need like a whole like testing kit and stuff, don't you? So I don't know actually if it was fake or not, or if the whole point was it may have been real, but obviously you just can't tell if it's real or not. I don't know. Rick Mendez says 100% agree. Having Amazon stuff delivered by a third party is rubbish. Not you do actually, so you can actually. And I didn't. It's not something I even looked at, to be honest. I didn't even look at it. But when you actually go on a product, you can say it'll say like sold by Amazon or sold by a different seller, and then delivered by Amazon or delivered by them. But it's just not something I really was that bothered, because the original delivery date was fine. You know, it was a couple days, which was fine. And then now it's like over a week later, and it's, you know, like basically nearly a week and a half in it, and it's still not been delivered. But yeah, I mean, going into open, we've had obviously a push down on Bitcoin last couple hours, and then Solana and ETH, not really much movement at all. Obviously, it's all going on in memes already. I mean, Fartcoin has just been ripping. Obviously today, you know, pretty stable, but overall, Fartcoin is over 2x now from around the lows. So, I mean, are we going to get maybe another meme season? We haven't. When did we actually last have like a really good like time in memes? I can't remember. But Bitcoin's getting a sell off now on the 5 minute. That's starting to drop down a bit. So yeah. Jet being offered 800 quid to play New Year's Eve, so pretty jolly. Yeah, nice, mate, nice. Love that. Good on you. Yeah, take it while you can. Yeah, where are we up to now? So I haven't been offered 800 quid to play New Year's Eve. Someone wants to pay 800 quid, I will stream New Year's Eve. How about that? If someone wants to pay me £800, I will sit here on stream and I will stream the shift from 2025 to 2026. No issues with that at all. Apart from that, I don't really have any other skill set to play anything on New Year's Eve. I don't play any instruments. I used to actually was learning the guitar a couple of years ago, and I just kind of give up on it. Yeah, Bitcoin's having a little sell-off now going into open, so I assume this is transferring over into altcoins a bit, already remaining strong. So as you can see, relative to Bitcoin, you know, they're still kind of holding around the daily highs, aren't they? Sol and ETH, obviously a lot of selling coming in the last 10 minutes or so. But around, you can see the strength in a lot of altcoins where they're holding around the daily highs. And you can see what ones are strong or not because of obviously how they're holding close to the daily highs, where, you know, you can see Bitcoin's obviously tailed off a bit. But yeah, we've got 3 minutes to go until US Open, so it should be quite interesting. What's everyone doing over Christmas? What's everyone doing? I mean, obviously we're leading into Christmas now, aren't we? So, what's everyone got planned? Anything much? Or not really. Same old, same old. Me myself, not much. Same old, really. Oh, here he is. Here he is, the big legend. Here he is, the big stream watcher. Here he is. Steve-O is up there with, if not the most, or definitely, he must be in at least like the top 5 of the biggest watchers of this stream across the whole of 2025. So big love to Steve, mate. Big love to Steve. Yeah, you deserve it, mate. You deserve it. Hey, Steve, when actually was the last time you went back to the US? When was the last time? Do you have family that come over from the US, or do you go back and visit much? Like, what's kind of the gig with that? Because obviously for you, you've been over here a long time, haven't you? But I assume you've probably still got quite a lot of family back home. But yeah, we've got 30 seconds to go until open. So, I mean, let's see what we're going to get. What the S&P isn't up too much in futures. We're just up 0.1%. So not really much change on that front. But yeah, howdy, my friend. And we are ready to ring that bell in around about 10 seconds now. Here it is. 7 years ago? But yeah, it's a long time, that, mate. A long time. There we go. So we are open. We're open. We are open for business. The US market is now open. And, of course, with having FOMC on Wednesday, it's entirely possible that kind of volatility dries up leading into that. Do remember, we may not actually get a big move before it happens. It's definitely possible, but it may not happen. None of my family. Yeah, 7 years ago. Pretty long time. I suppose for you, though, it's kind of like, I know you're probably just going back to where you used to live and stuff, but it's basically like a free holiday, isn't it? Because I assume probably you'll stay with family, and obviously all you'll have to pay for is flights to go back there. So it's kind of a holiday, and it's not, because obviously you're probably just going back to where you used to live. But still kind of a holiday, because, you're getting out of the country and stuff like that, so yeah. But yeah, mate, 7 years, a long time, innit? To be fair, I don't like to fly. I hate it. Especially now. I never used to be that bad. Used to fly like all the time. No issues and stuff like that. But now, like, I just really, it's weird. It's like, now I just really hate the idea of it. And I actually hate doing it. Like, even when I went to Dublin earlier this year, which is, for me, it's like a 30-minute flight. But even that, like, I just like the whole 30 minutes, I would just like get me on the ground. Like, I just hated every second of it going there and back. So, yeah, I mean, I absolutely detest flying. I hate it so much. But yeah, not really much on Bitcoin. Not much action going. The VIX is up a little bit. Interesting to see the VIX up 6%. So yeah, not much action. I mean, yeah, it may be a case of we don't get much leading into US Open, leading into FOMC on Wednesday. It's definitely possible. We could just chop around still. We could just keep chopping around, couldn't we? But do make sure, if you haven't, drop a big like on the stream. Let's see what we're up to. Hopefully, because YouTube does seem to be punishing me for switching up my stream schedule. And here we go. We're getting some upside coming in now. Yeah, we're getting some upside coming in. So yeah, nice bit of buying going on open in the first couple of minutes. Oh, and that is a nice push up, isn't it? So we've just eradicated kind of the past hour or so of selling. That kind of push down that we got into open has been reversed now within the first couple minutes. Drink the rest of this coffee. There we go. Last cup of coffee of the day too for me. Just poured. Cheers, everyone. And we are now seeing absorption of that initial push up. We are dropping back down on Bitcoin, close to where we started. So yeah, we had a good push up there, up towards 700, 800-ish. And then, yeah, drop back down. Which, the S&P is nuking, isn't it? The S&P is nuking. So you can see, obviously, leading into open. That's probably where the downwards pressure come from on Bitcoin, leading into the open. But that is a big juicy red candle to the downside. Look at that on the S&P. So the S&P red from opening time on the actual day, including futures, is just around about negative. But nonetheless, that is that's a strong push down on open. What have we got? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see the strength, can't you, in altcoins for sure. I mean, if you look at ETH hit basically towards the daily high on that spike on Bitcoin, and it hasn't really retraced that much. Same for Sol. You can see Sol hanging around there. You can see in the structure where they're hanging around the daily highs. You can see that they've remained strong on this Bitcoin drop here that Bitcoin's had. Obviously, Bitcoin's daily high up towards here. So that's a lot more down. And obviously, things like Sol, ETH have gained strength, low time frame over that. You see that in ETH Bitcoin there as well. So they are looking quite strong. But that follow through to the downside is now happening on Bitcoin. And we are close to dropping below 91k. Good afternoon, Florin. Great to see you. How are you doing? Yeah. Great to see you. But yeah, we are close to dropping below 91k. That initial pump on Bitcoin on open has been reversed. And we're now back down towards the downside. And yeah, that's a strong red candle in it. There you go, 91k gone. Yeah, some strong selling. I mean, if we look at it from the 1 hour perspective, I mean, yeah, basically all that uptrend from 4 o'clock onwards has obviously now been eradicated up, but then back down, back below 91k. If we look at it from a 4 hour perspective, again, you can see that. And again, the 4 hour has shifted out of red to green. That doesn't mean we're going to go up instantly. That doesn't mean we're going to go up instantly. If you look at obviously what happened initially, when we got the the red one coming. Obviously, 4 hour being a high time frame. You want to account for, obviously, time, basically, for it to occur. But, if you look at this initially came in and opened kind of 103-ish. We did get a pump up to 107.5. And then, of course, then the move came into the downside. So, for something like this, for the 4 hour, it's perfectly acceptable for Bitcoin to go back down towards 89, 88, 87-ish, maybe even 86, because obviously it's the 4 hour time frame. The outlook of this is looking for a high time frame move back up to maybe 100, maybe 106. Unless, of course, it closes out the green if selling becomes too strong. But yeah, that's a nasty push down on open, isn't it? That is a nasty push down on open. Big red candle. Yeah, and the S&P has been down only since open too. I don't think we've got any data this week, have we? Apart from FOMC, I don't think. This week. So we got some tomorrow. We've got Jolts tomorrow. Then Wednesday, of course, you got FOMC meeting. And then there's no other red ones. You've got jobless claims on Thursday. Then you've got a couple of Fed speeches. But apart from that, yeah, obviously, big thing this week is FOMC. And let's see how Bitcoin behaves now. Obviously, maybe settling after that initial push down on open. Thank you for everyone joining today as well. If you do, want to say anything or request anything, do get it into the chat. Yeah, we're pushing down again on Bitcoin. Let's go and see if we've got anything going on the timeline. Today's been a day with plenty of news. Got Van Eck there saying see you at the top. Interesting. Huge positive economic news. Says Hassett. I always get his name wrong. Binance confirmed an employee used insider info to promote a newly issued token on its official account. The employee is suspended. Legal action is underway, and a 100k reward went to the whistleblower. Wow, that's pretty big, that, isn't it? That's pretty big. That's a pretty big thing to be announced. But yeah, I mean, we're not getting a whole lot. I do probably think it's more likely than unlikely that we kind of get a bit of ranging and volatility maybe dries up a little bit going into Wednesday. I mean, either that or we get kind of a front run of whatever the market is wanting to do. But it should be really interesting because, last Fed meeting of the year, expected cut going into the end of the year. Bitcoin already dropping down so much. Bitcoin's starting to push back up a little bit. We're starting to get a little bit push back up on Bitcoin. ZEC is going crazy again. The volatility on this thing is wild, isn't it? It's utterly wild, the volatility on this thing. I mean, this basically trades how memes used to trade, doesn't it? That's basically like the volatility on this. Like how memes used to trade, this is exactly how this thing trades. Like just massive swings intraday. Like while the market is, the market's doing well, but nothing else is up over 16% today. I'm looking for a push into kind of like the 550 region on this. I think that would be a really good point to maybe try and target before I drop back down towards something like this. I'm just looking for standard maybe market structure. It's like a relief pump up to there and then a drop lower, maybe down in towards 200 or something, for then maybe another go. That's kind of what I'm looking for on ZEC. It looks like we're going back up on Bitcoin now. It looks like we're going back up. Yeah, so we nearly retraced that whole drop off from on open. Oh, my back is killing me. I cannot wait to get this standing desk. What have we got going on? Yeah, let's check some other news. Let's see. What other news have we got? Any other articles? Fed's final 2025 meeting looms. Markets brace for a possible rate cut. Yeah, I mean, that's the expectation, isn't it? And yeah, I think, push back up towards 100k would make a lot of sense on the chart too. It would make a whole lot of sense to me anyway. It'll be interesting to see what the market does though, because that's the most heavily expected outcome, and it's not like anything surprising. It's expected that. I mean, it's massively expected that that's going to be the case. So, yes, that's one like that. I'm getting you. I got it on Black Friday. I got like it for 40% off one. You can have you can set memory settings, so you just you can set one to sit down, one to go up, or you can just manually, just do it with the arrow. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't notice that I was buying it from a seller on Amazon rather than it actually being delivered by Amazon. So the delivery on that has just been all messed up. It should have come basically this time last week, and it's still not arrived. So yeah, be wary when you're buying on Amazon. If you want something to come, no issues. Make sure that it's actually delivered by Amazon and not delivered by the seller. But yeah, Bitcoin's pushing up nicely now. There you go, full reversal. But yeah, it'd just be better. I can stand up. Won't have to use a chair as often. It'll just be better for my legs and my back. Yeah, not really too much. I mean, I think if we go to the daily chart, yeah, I mean, it is setting up for a nice potential push up above 94k. I think that is setting up quite nicely. GM, yeah, hello. Make sure you get an anti-fatigue mat for the floor. It's a must for stand-up desks. And what does that do? What does that do, my good friend? But yeah, hello, Wiz. How we doing, mate? Great to see you. Let's see. I'm guessing, is it... All right, something to stand on. And what is the benefit from doing this? What's the anti-fatigue mat? Just gives you something comfortable for like your legs or something. It's a cushioned mat designed for people standing on hard surfaces for long periods. Reducing strain on feet, legs and back. Okay, I'll look into it, mate. Yeah, I could definitely do with that because I'm going to be standing on concrete basically for the time being with it. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's some nice absorption, you know, particularly if you look on the hourly. Really nice absorption there on this dip that we had. Foot massager is a lifesaver. Yeah, I mean, I still love using the kneading on mine, even though the rest of it's broke. The kneading still feels good. What is Steve in your latest video, Wiz? Yeah, is he? Let's see. Let's go see. This one. Steve has got the care package. Let's see. Make sure you do go. Yeah, make sure as well, for everyone that doesn't know, Wiz is obviously making daily videos on the Crypto Saving Expert YouTube channel. So do make sure you go and check it out. The camera's looking nice, mate, as well.
So ahead of us, as the Fed looks poised to cut rates. Could this be the week that crypto begins to finally explode? Welcome to the Crypto Saving Expert Daily News Show, where we bring you the latest from the world of Web3. This week, we have the FOMC. With rates looking like they will be cut, we will break down exactly what this means for crypto and how this week may potentially play out. But first, let's take a look at the latest headlines. Binance just announced that they have won approval from the Abu Dhabi government for an ADGM license, which provides global coverage and is seen as the gold standard in the financial industry. They have become the first major crypto exchange to be granted one of these, and it gives them a fully regulated base to operate out of Abu Dhabi. This clears up years of regulatory hurdles for the exchange, which has seen skirmishes with the US, including the founder, CZ, serving time in jail. The new change allows Binance to operate globally. Is this a good? Traders are pricing in a 25 basis point cut, which brings the rate down to 3.75%. You can see here 87.4% in jeopardy. Good afternoon. There's even a 14% chance that he mentions crypto or Bitcoin. So what may this do for Bitcoin? Given the probability, markets have already digested this and it may be priced in. This week could see a front running of the move, with then some potential de-risking coming into the decision on Wednesday. As mentioned last week, we will likely see a whipsaw just before the news, with candles taking out both sides of the trade. So be careful. The sentiment itself, and just coming, what can we see? We can see we could potentially reject and push up, but again, as mentioned in the videos, the key level is this 144 region. If we flip it and we do a different one each day leading up to Christmas, package to one of you.
Yeah, very nice. Do make sure, if you're not checking out the YouTube channel over at Crypto Saving Expert, do make sure go and sub. And Wiz is putting out daily videos on there, so do make sure you go and watch them as well. To get an additional bit of content from us. You know, obviously everyone knows we're here. So yeah, do make sure you go show some support. Go and watch them, drop them a like and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're not really getting much movement on Bitcoin at all. So yeah, drying up a little bit. Maybe we'll get something this afternoon, maybe not. But yeah, big thank you to everyone that has watched today. Make sure you drop a big like on the stream, subscribe, and I'll be next with you on Wednesday to cover obviously the market and, you know, going into FOMC. So yeah, do make sure you come back for then. And of course, if you want to trade anywhere, BLOFIN is in the description. BLOFIN is in the description. And of course, you can sign up to Stonksy with the link in the description as well. But yeah, everyone, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.